luckily as humans, like hopefully 90% of us or 99% of us all catch. I do know of some people that just don't listen to music or don't care so much. I can't imagine anybody not being into music, you know. Music just like, no matter what kind of music it is. I'll just name them all off. You know how many different kinds of music there is. You know, country, hip hop, jazz, metal, blues. Even as simple as like, you know, like jungle, like just a dude sitting there in the jungle by himself pounding on a tree trunk, you know. Anything, just music, just a beat. I can't imagine anybody not digging any kind of music.
Growing up, we didn't have any money, you know. And I didn't grow up in a wealthy family or even really a well-off family.
My dad played guitar forever, as long as I can remember. And his dad played guitar and fiddle, which is the hillbilly version of the violin.
I started playing about 89 or 90. I started playing drums. My mom always wanted me to play drums ever since I was like 6 years old.
So I had a bunch of friends that I went to school with. Okay, I'm gonna name them because I hope someday they see this. I had my friend Thomas Ardiaga, Kenny Williams, Bill Wood, and Paul Ardiaga. Okay, we were all gonna start a band, and each one of us was gonna do something. I was gonna play bass because I always liked the sound of a bass. So Thomas was gonna sing, Paul was gonna play guitar, Kenny was gonna play guitar, and Bill was gonna play drums. Now, to Paul's credit, he did buy a guitar. He never really learned how to play it, but he bought one. Okay, it took me a long time to get a bass, but I finally got a bass, and of course, obviously, I'm playing still. But I'm the only one that ever joined the band or ever really learned how to play. The rest of the guys don't. So, and I think Bill kinda, I don't know. He said he used to play drums when he was younger, but I never seen him play drums, so I just have to take his word for it. And Mr. Gary Jabillion, I love you, bro. Sorry I have to wear your shirt underneath the van, but it's the only shirt I have with us right here. My other stuff's at the hotel. If I ruin it, I gotta get another one. And yes, the guy I just mentioned, Gary Jabillion, is the biggest musical influence I've ever had on my playing.
For the most part, country, like country and modern, like at the time was modern, like singer-songwriter stuff, like in the late 60s, 70s, which was a great time to grow up. Yes, I'm old, which was a great time to grow up musically, man. 70s had some of the best music ever, I think, man. And then I had cousins that were, let's see, I'm 105, so my cousins would have been 130. They were older than me. They all graduated. They graduated like 7 and 8 years in front of me. So by the time they were in high school, and we go to their house all the time, they had me listening to Kiss, to Black Sabbath, to Black Oak, Arkansas, to James Gang, to Angel, to, you know, just a bunch of rock, Queen, and Foghat, and different stuff. And so they were always pushing it on me. And my oldest cousin, Big Mike, played bass, and my cousin Mark played guitar. And I remember them being like awesome, but I remember standing in front of them watching their band just going, "Ah, it's the coolest thing I've ever seen." And all I wanted to do was get a guitar and rock like those guys. And so that's what I'm still trying to do, rock like those guys.
My mom always wanted me to play drums ever since I was like 6 years old. She would put me in drum lessons. I did that for a couple months. Didn't really go that far. Drum teacher kind of sucked. Didn't take it seriously because I was so young. So after that was done, I didn't play drums or take lessons or do anything for a few more years until I was in high school. Played in band in junior high and high school. My mom wanted me to play drums when I got to junior high, so I played tuba for 3 years. So finally when I got to a new school, when I went to high school, I got to a new school. I told the band director I didn't want to play tuba anymore, I wanted to play the drums. So he put me in the freshman band class, and I actually did really well. Moved through the ranks of the drummers until I was the first chair in the concert band. When I was in high school, I was living up in Washington State, Puget Sound area, so you know, that was just right down by Seattle. My stepdad was in the Army, so that's the whole reason we ended up in Washington anyway. Fort Lewis was up there, so we're living in Washington State, and you know, late 80s, early 90s, and the whole grunge thing was happening up there. Senior year of high school, I actually ended up down in Georgia. Moved all the way down to Georgia. I met a guy down there named Steve, who was actually into punk bands. I really latched onto this music style. Jeff Nelson, the drummer from Minor Threat, is playing. It's really fast, really aggressive. If you see video of him playing, it looks like he's about to explode the entire time. It's just so full of energy. So I thought that was amazing. I think this instrument could be used that way.
Well, there's always been a guitar around the house, so I've always just like, you just laid it down and went bing, 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 but I didn't pick one up and get serious about wanting to play until I was like 17. I graduated from high school and I got a guitar for my graduation present, guitar and a small PV amp, and then I took that to college. I didn't really want to go to college, but my mom said, when you go to college, you figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life. And she was a teacher, she was an educator, and she went to college. So I was like, okay, I went to college. The hook was, they said, well, you can go to college, you can play football in college. And I was like, I was all about football. I still am all about football and hockey. But anyway, I digress. So I went to college to play football. The first semester was all football and kind of studies, but I played guitar a lot. Second semester was only guitar and drugs. And so when I came home after 1 year of college, my mom was right. I found out what I wanted to do in college was play guitar. So then I pursued that with reckless abandon. I'm still pursuing it. I'm still chasing that dragon.